You know what skill is about to become more valuable than knowing how to Google? Knowing how to prompt. And no, I'm not talking about theater cues or reminder notifications. I'm talking about the single most important skill that determines whether AI makes you obsolete or irreplaceable. I am Akash, and I spent 5 years as a litigation lawyer before I realized something. The best lawyers aren't the one who memorize the most laws. They are the ones who ask the best questions. And that is exactly what prompting is. It is the art of asking AI the right questions. Today I am going to show you what prompts actually are, why they matter, and how to write them like a strategist, not a searcher. Here's the thing nobody is telling you about AI. Everyone is using it wrong. Most people treat ChatGPT like Google on steroids. They type best marketing strategies and expect magic. And then they are inevitably disappointed when they get generic garbage that sounds like it was written by a corporate robot. But here is what they are missing. Google searches for information. AI generates for understanding. When you Google something, you're looking for a document that already exists. But when you prompt AI, you're instructing it to create something new, specifically for you in the format that you need with the context that you provide. Think of it like this. Googling is going to the library and asking, where are the books on contract law? Prompting is sitting down with the law professor and saying, I need to explain force majeure clauses to a 10-year-old. Give me three analogies using everyday situations and make sure one involves pizza. Totally different game. And if you don't learn how to play it, you're going to be stuck in the library while everyone else is having personalized tutorials. A prompt is an instruction you give to an AI model to generate a specific output. But that definition is useless until you understand what's happening under the hood. Here's the legal analogy that changed how I think about this. A prompt is like drafting instructions to a junior associate. When you are a senior lawyer and you need a junior to draft a contract, you don't just say draft a contract. That's lazy and you'll get lazy work. Instead, you say draft a 5-page service agreement between company X and company Y. Focus on intellectual property ownership and payment terms. Use simple language. The client is a first time founder. Highlight any clauses that might be a big deal breaker. I need this by Thursday. That is specificity. That is context. That is a good prompt. AI works the same way. The more specific and contextual your instructions, the better the output. But here is where it gets interesting. AI just doesn't follow instructions. It predicts what comes next. When you type, write a blog post about AI, the model is essentially asking itself, based on billions of examples of blog posts about AI, what would a typical blog post say here? That's why generic prompts give you generic outputs. You are asking AI to predict the average response. But when you give it context, constraints, and clarity, you force it to generate something custom. So, how do you write a good prompt? I'm going to give you a simple framework, 4 elements, that's it. 1. Role. Tell the AI who it should be. Bad, explain blockchain. Good, you are economics professor explaining blockchain to an undergrad student who has never taken a finance class. Second, task. Tell it what you want. Bad, write something about remote work. Good, write a 300-word LinkedIn post arguing why remote work improves productivity using one data point and one personal anecdote. Third, constraints. Tell it the rules. This is where most people fail. They don't give boundaries. Keep it under 500 words. Use simple language, no jargon. Format it as bullet points. Avoid generic advice. Give specific examples. Fourth, context. Tell it why this matters or who this is for. This is your time to articulate and express yourself, to bitch out, just to tell what is going on. I need to write this email, otherwise my boss will kill me. No. Okay. Bad. Write a marketing email. Good. Write a marketing email for a B2B SaaS product selling for HR managers. They are skeptical of the new tools and need proof of return of investment. The tone should be professional but warm. Role, ask, constraint, context. That is the formula. Memorize it. Because every time you interact with AI without the four elements, you're wasting your time and its potential. Let me show you this in action. Let's say you need to write a project proposal for your boss. Here's how most people would prompt. Write a project proposal. And they get 800 words of fluff that sounds like every corporate doc ever written. Now here is how a strategist would prompt. You are a senior project manager with 10 years of experience. Write a 2-page project proposal to convince a risk-averse CFO to approve a $50,000 budget for a new CRM system. Focus on return of investment and risk mitigation. Use bullet points for key benefits. Avoid buzzwords. Include one competitor comparison. See the difference? You've told AI who to be, what to create, who the audience is, what to focus on, what format to use, what to avoid, what to include. That is how you get outputs worth using. Here is why this skill is about to become non-negotiable. In 5 years, knowing how to prompt will be as basic as knowing how to send an email. But right now there's a window. The people who learn to prompt well will become the translators between human intent and AI capability. They'll be the ones who can take a vague idea and turn it into a polished output in minutes. And the ones who don't, they'll be the ones stuck copy-pasting mediocre AI responses and wondering why their work feels replaceable. Look, this isn't just about using ChatGPT to write your emails faster. This is about strategic thinking. Because good prompting requires clarity of thought. What exactly do I need? Audience awareness. Who is this for? Systems thinking. How does this fit into the bigger picture? Those are the skills that make you valuable. AI or no AI. The prompt is just the interface. Here's what you're going to do after this video. Step 1. Pick one task you do regularly. Could be writing emails, creating presentations, drafting reports, doesn't matter. Step 2. Write a bad prompt first. Do what you usually do. Just kidding, just see what a generic output looks like. Write it using the framework. Role, task, constraints, context. Step 4. Compare the outputs. Notice the difference. That's your proof this works. And if you want to go deeper, I'm doing a 30-day series on AI fundamentals for strategic thinkers. Every video breaks down one concept that actually matters. No hype, no fluff, just the tools you can use. Subscribe if you want to stop using AI like a search engine and start using it as a strategic partner. I am Aakarsh. Let's build something better. Thank you for listening.
Subscribe for more AI fundamentals, new episode every week.